10 hours and 43 minutes. That's the longest customer service call from Zappos.
You can talk to the customers become your friends. And this was amazing. She said, I've never been treated like this by any company anywhere ever before.
Zappos, where you buy shoes online, is known for their unconventional approach of embracing fun and weird employees. Another weird company is Valve, the creator of Steam. Their wheelie desks lets you go zoom around the office to go to your favorite team. And these teams don't have any managers. Valve is flat-earthing the traditional management structure, and their employees are happier for it. Zappos and Valve. They sound unique, right? And you're right, they are. So let's see what makes Zappos and Valve the odd ones out, and how it works for them and not necessarily others. First, Zappos. How did they come to be, and why is customer service their thing? It all starts with the founder, Nick Swinmurn, was so frustrated with buying shoes at stores that he started the idea of buying shoes online. This was a big leap because you have to consider that this was at a time when Amazon and eBay weren't even a thing yet. But that wasn't enough for his CEO Tony Hsieh. He wanted to make the user experience so satisfying, the whole foundation of Zappos became the formula of happy employees equals excellent customer service. This customer service obsession goes to crazy levels, and the employees believe in the same equation. That 10-hour customer service call is a result of how dedicated Zappos employees are to bond with customers and make sure they're happy. They're not like other customer service where someone in India is reading off a script to help you with your issue. You could double Zappos customer service as a therapy session if you wanted. There really aren't any bad eggs amongst the employees because those who just wanted a salary without committing to the cause were paid to leave. Yeah. And Zappos knows this culture isn't for everyone, so they offer $1,000 for a ticket out. And the math is mathing. Zappos employees really do go above and beyond, and their customers are so loyal that Amazon wanted a piece of that. Though it's a little scary if you look at how dominant Amazon is nowadays. Zappos is at risk of being cannibalized unless they continue to expand. I know shoes is the foundation of Zappos, but they can give tips and tricks on customer service culture into other industries like airlines where there's always tension and stress. What Amazon could never do, and instead Zappos experimented with, is holacracy. Holacracy is a whole lot of collaboration with teams. Instead of the traditional hierarchy, there is no boss. No boss means each person can make decisions for their role. The point was to further decentralize decision-making and empower employees. Basically, holacracy is like running a group project where people actually do their own job and don't need to appoint a team leader or anything. It sort of worked for Zappos because their employees are already used to taking initiative and thinking creatively how to boost customer satisfaction. Amazon, on the other hand, focuses on quick, big decisions made by the bosses to run like clockwork. And I say it only sort of worked for Zappos because they decided to do more of a hybrid model in the end. Take what worked with the holacracy experiment and put in some management to keep things moving along. Now, for Valve, they have a unique structure, but not as extreme as holacracy. Holacracy has no bosses, while Valve's flat organization just meant fewer bosses than the average. But that doesn't mean they're not weird in their own way. Valve has a popularity contest that they call stack ranking, where employees review each other instead of just management feedback. Everyone can determine who gets a fat bonus and whose salary doesn't get to increase with inflation. It's supposed to promote people to really do good work and show off their contributions. With the flat organization, employees can work on projects they're passionate about, leading to high levels of motivation and creativity. But the kicker is that you can't just go rogue and do something that only you want. Valve uses the rule of 3, which requires employees to have at least 3 people to start a project. Kind of like how you need a minimum number of people to start a club. Valve's success with its flat structure can be attributed to 2 factors. First, Valve's flat structure is like a turbo boost for the gaming industry's need for speed and innovation. In a world where trends change every day, this setup lets Valve pivot quickly. No bureaucratic molasses here, just pure, unadulterated creativity on wheels, literally with those desks. It's the perfect recipe for an industry where yesterday's hot game is today's digital paperweight, allowing Valve to surf the waves of market changes like a pro. And second, Valve's reputation is like a magnet for tech geniuses. It's the Willy Wonka's chocolate factory of the gaming world, attracting self-motivated superstars who drool at the chance to turn their brain babies into reality. These coding wizards aren't just punching a clock, they're investing their heart and soul into their work. In the end, Valve's structure isn't just weird for weird's sake. It's a carefully crafted environment that turns industry chaos into their secret weapon and make talent stick like superglue. However, Valve's structure is not without its challenges. The lack of formal structure can make it difficult to complete large, complex projects that require long-term coordinated effort. This has been cited as a potential reason for the long-delayed Half-Life 3 project. Diversity is another area of concern. Valve's hiring strategy is like a birds of a feather mixer, but instead of birds, it's a bunch of tech bros flocking together. Their peer-based evaluation system, it's basically a popularity contest where the cool kids vote for the other cool kids who look and think just like them. Surprise, surprise, this turns Valve into a white dude extravaganza faster than you can say bro grammar. Overall, the idea of little to no bosses sounds really awesome. Why doesn't everyone do this? Well, not every industry can handle this approach. Imagine if hospitals decided to go full Zappos. Sorry, your doctor will be with you any moment now. They're still chatting with the patient about how to achieve happiness. That's not going to fly. Some industries need rules, structures, and a clear chain of command. It's not sexy, but it keeps things running smoothly and, keeps people alive. Then there's the size issue. Zappos and Valve aren't exactly mom and pop shops, but they're not Google-sized behemoths either. As companies grow, they need some level of hierarchy just to keep the wheels turning. Let's talk about the workforce for a sec. Zappos and Valve can pull off their quirky structures because they've got a dream team of self-motivated, highly skilled employees. But not every company is swimming in a pool of unicorn workers. Some businesses need a mix of skill levels and more hands-on management. You can't expect every employee to be a self-starting superstar who thrives in a free-for-all environment. And then there's the money, honey. Switching to these unconventional structures isn't like flipping a light switch. It takes time. And during that time, productivity might take a nosedive. Zappos and Valve had the financial cushion to weather that storm. But for many companies, a few months of lower productivity could mean game over. Last but not least, let's chat about culture. Zappos and Valve didn't just wake up one day and decide to go weird. Their unconventional structures grew out of their existing company cultures. Trying to force these structures onto a company with a totally different culture is a recipe for a disaster. So what's the takeaway here? Are Zappos and Valve just freaks of nature in the business world? Well, yes and no. Their specific structures might not work for everyone, but the principles behind them, empowering employees, fostering innovation, and prioritizing customer satisfaction, those are golden nuggets that any company can learn from. The trick is figuring out how to apply those principles in a way that fits your company's unique needs. Maybe you can't go full holacracy, but you could give employees more autonomy in certain areas. You might not be able to have wheelie desks zooming around the office, but you could create more opportunities for cross-team collaboration. In the end, the business world isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. It's more like a buffet. You take what works for you and leave the rest. Zappos and Valve are just serving up some pretty interesting dishes that we can all sample from. So the next time you're frustrated with your company's structure or group project dynamic, remember, going full Zappos or Valve might not be the answer. But taking a page from their book and finding your own flavor weird, that might just be the secret sauce you need.